What is up, everybody? Back with another top 10 here today, and it's going to be my 10 favorite albums from 1987. Another awesome year with a lot of killer stuff. Pretty tough to narrow down as usual, but I got it sorted out. A lot of great thrash, traditional, some glam even. We'll give some honorable mentions at the end as usual. Here we go. Starting off the list, number 10 is going to be the Ultraviolence by Death Angel. Got the shirt for it right here. Got this one pretty recently. Killer shirt, killer album. It's stone cold classic Bay Area thrash, the debut album from the band. Everyone in the band at the time was extremely young when they recorded it. The drummer, Andy Gallion, just 14 years old. That's ridiculous. Rob Kovestany on lead guitar. Amazing player, some of the best tone in all of thrash metal, I think. And of course, Mark Osegueda on vocals is a fantastic singer. All around, great performances from everybody. The production of the album, not great, but for classic thrash, that's kind of what you want. Not overproduced, just sounds really great. Raw, powerful stuff here. Mr. Sapane, favorite song on the album, and I did see them play that live last year, which was amazing to see. Voracious Souls, of course, another classic song of theirs that is on this album. Evil Priest, really from top to bottom here, 8 songs. As I said before, stone cold classic thrash, fantastic stuff. The Ultraviolence, number 10. Next up at number 9 is going to be World Circus by the band Toxic. Classic thrash here again. This album is their debut, and I do slightly prefer this one to their follow-up, Think This, which is the more common pick for their best album. I do like this one better, though. The vocals from Mike Sanders on both albums, though, are amazing. Incredible voice, soaring, majestic sounding stuff, amazing range. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the late great Warrell Dane from Sanctuary. Maybe some Midnight from Crimson Glory mixed in there, that type of style. Fantastic vocals. Great guitar playing as well. There's 10 songs on this album. Looking at them, a lot of awesome stuff. I mean, Social Overload, great song, probably my favorite on the album. Pain and Misery, another great one. The pacing and overall rhythm of the song there reminds me a bit of Domination from Pantera. If you listen to both songs, you'll definitely pick up on that. And besides that, most of the stuff great, but I'd probably say like Victims and Haunted Earth, some other favorites on it. Again, classic thrash album right here, World Circus, number 9. Coming in at number 8 is Methods of Madness by the band Obsession. Killer album right here. It's their second full-length overall. It's got Mike Vescara on vocals, who of course later went on to be in Loudness and Yngwie Malmsteen's solo band. Killer voice. I think he's a great singer. Some people say he's kind of generic. I completely disagree. The guitar playing on this album is fantastic from Art Mako and Bruce Vital, co-lead from those guys, and I'm sure nobody's ever heard of them, but they are fantastic on this album for sure. And this is one that about 7 or so years ago, I was in my local CD store, CD Warehouse, and I just saw the album cover, took a chance on it, didn't know them, didn't know the album, but it looked like it might be good. Definitely hit the jackpot with this one because I've loved it ever since. Top to bottom, all 9 songs are fantastic. Hard to the Core, High Treason, For the Love of Money's great, Killer Elite, Desperate to Survive, which is a more slower paced song, borderline ballad, but it's awesome. Title track, the final song on the album is amazing, Panic in the Streets. Highly recommend this one to you guys if you haven't heard it. Maybe you have, but definitely go check it out. Methods of Madness, number 8. Next up at number 7 is Among the Living by Anthrax. Great album here. It's my favorite by the band. Joey Belladonna on vocals. Fantastic voice of the Big Four singers. I think he is definitely the best there. Although Anthrax is my least favorite Big Four band. Still good though. Dan Spitz and of course Scott Ian on guitar, Scott on rhythm, Dan on lead, Charlie Benanti on drums is a freaking machine, Frank Bello on the bass. Great lineup, great performances from everybody in the band. Looking at the track listing, there's 9 songs. One World has always been my favorite Anthrax song for some reason. Just really love that one. Besides that, a lot of great classic stuff here. Indians, the title track, Hot in a Mosh, I Am the Law. Top to bottom, fantastic stuff here. Among the Living, number 7. Next up at number 6 is Taking Over by Overkill. Great album right here. It's their second full-length overall. Good classic thrash again. The production, not great, but like the Death Angel album, really raw, aggressive, kind of angry sounding stuff. Bobby Blitz on the vocals. Maybe his best vocal performance of all time, in my opinion. His freaking screams sound really evil and dark and sinister, and then he hits those really pretty high notes at times. He has a pretty overlooked voice, I think. Great stuff on this album, especially. Bobby Gustafson on the guitar is fantastic. What a great player he was for the band when he was there for the first 4 or 5 albums or whatever it was. Dee Dee Verney on the bass, which him and Bobby Blitz, the mainstays of the band, as everyone knows. They've been on every album since the beginning. And this is the final album of Overkill to feature Rat Skates on the drums. Looking at the track listing, a lot of fantastic stuff here. Deny the Cross, the opener. Probably my favorite song on the album. Killer Stuff. Power Surge, another favorite. Electroviolence. Wrecking Crew is amazing. Fatal If Swallowed. Did I already say that? I don't know, but that's awesome. Top to bottom, great classic thrash right here. Taking Over, Overkill, number 6. Taking the number 5 spot is The Eternal Idol by Black Sabbath. Yes, this is a great album. The longtime viewers of the channel shouldn't be surprised by this. If you're new here, you're probably thinking, oh, what? No Ozzy, this album sucks. False. This album is great. Tony Iommi still there, laying down great riffs all over the place. Tony Martin, fantastic vocalist, came in, did great on this album. Jeff Nichols on the keyboards helps the overall atmosphere of this album. Kind of dark, not super cheesy 80s sounding stuff, which I think it kind of gets misrepresented as that sometimes. I think on some of these songs sounds kind of dark and scary, evil type stuff, especially on like Nightmare. Just looking at the track listing though, The Shining is awesome, the opening track, especially the final track here, title track, Eternal Idol, one of their doomiest, heaviest, darkest songs. Lost Forever has an amazing opening riff, great solo from Iommi. Top to bottom here, Born to Lose is a great song as well. Glory Ride, love most of this stuff. Great freaking album here, The Eternal Idol, number 5. Coming in at number 4 is Dream Evil by Dio. The band's 4th overall album. It is the first with Craig Goldie on guitar, who I think is fantastic. Great freaking player. This 1-2 punch to open up the album. Night People in the title track, amazing. But, you know, overall, top to bottom, this is a really consistent album. It's actually my 2nd favorite Dio album of all time. So I think it's great. Sunset Superman, All the Fools Sailed Away is even not that bad. Naked in the Rain's really good. Overlove is a super overlooked, great song. Same could be said about Faces in the Window. That one's amazing. When a Woman Cries is great. I Could Have Been a Dreamer, even pretty good as well. But Ronnie James Dio on vocals, obviously, I rank him the 2nd best vocalist of all time. So massive fan of his, massive fan of the Dio band, and this one definitely near the top for me. Number 4, Dream Evil. Coming in at number 3 is Back for the Attack by Dokken. Superb album right here. Killer stuff. Kiss of Death, the opener, is amazing. One of the best George Lynch guitar solos of all time. I could say that for multiple songs on here. You got Cry of the Gypsy, another fantastic song with an amazing solo. Mr. Scary, all the way through. He's freaking shredding. George, one of the best of all time. Don Dokken on vocals, I think has a fantastic, amazing voice. One of my favorite singers of all time. Jeff Pilson on bass and Mick Brown on the drums. Looking at the rest of this stuff, Prisoner's really good. Heaven Sent. What else we got here? So Many Tears, I think, is a really good, kind of overlooked song. Dream Warriors, of course, from Nightmare on Elm Street 3 is fantastic. And something quick I'll say about Dokken that just randomly popped into my head here. I remember, this got to be like 2005, 6. I'm in like 5th grade on the bus. This kid sees me listening to Dokken on my MP3 player. He says, "Oh, I like Dokken." I'm like, "What?" He says, I like Dokken. They're good." I'm like, "Dude, it's Dokken." Yeah, but great album, great band right here. Back for the Attack, number 3. Next up at number 2 is Abigail by King Diamond. Actually going to pull it off the wall here on vinyl because I think that back cover picture is really cool. Got the guys right there. Mickey D on the drums, who is fantastic. Andy LaRocque and Michael Denner on guitar. Both great players. Andy, of course, the guitarist that's been on every single King Diamond album to date. Of course, we're supposed to get a new King Diamond album pretty soon. I imagine they released a single over a year ago for it, and the album is still not out, so I don't know what the heck's going on. Got Timmy Hansen there on bass. Got the eye patch looking like a beast. Don't really know the story behind the eye patch. Did he actually need it because there was something wrong with his eye, or did he just think it looked cool? I haven't really looked into that. And, of course, Kim Bendix Peterson, a.k.a. King Diamond, on vocals, one of the best singers of all time. His range is ridiculous. Just overall fantastic voice. And looking at the songs here, Funeral, the little opening thing that goes into Arrival. Funeral, that's got to be like the most evil sounding thing at the time for sure. Or maybe something from Merciful Fate might have been more evil sounding than that. But awesome way to kick off the album. A Mansion in Darkness, The Family Ghost, The Seventh Day of July 1777, Omens, The Possession, which has always been one of my absolute favorite King Diamond songs, possibly my favorite, title track, and Black Horseman. Overall, beast of an album right here, Abigail, number 2. And as usual, going to run through some honorable mentions real quick before I get to my number 1. No particular order with these, just going to run through them real quick. Under the Sign of the Black Mark by Bathory. Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 1 by Halloween's really good. Breaking the Silence by Heathen. Hurricane Eyes by Loudness. Finished with Dogs by Holy Moses. The Whitesnake self-titled album. Second Heat by Racer X. The Seventh of Never by Chastain. Unstoppable Force by Agent Steel. Rock You to Hell by Grim Reaper. Scream Bloody Gore by Death. The Legacy by Testament. Bound to Break by Anthem. And I think that's all I got right there for honorable mentions. As usual, if I didn't get to it in the honorable mentions, it clearly means that it sucks. No, I'm just kidding. Just didn't get to it. There's obviously more great stuff. But on to my number 1. And taking the number 1 spot is Hall of the Mountain King by Savatage. Amazing album, freaking amazing performances from everybody in the band. Steve Wacoltz on the drums, Johnny Lee Middleton on the bass. Awesome rhythm section right there, but for me, the standout of Savatage is the brothers, Chris Oliva and John Oliva. John on vocals, really awesome, unique, powerful voice. And Chris, one of the absolute best guitar players of all time. Had him in my top 10 metal guitarist video a while back. I think he's one of the best guitar players in general. Just mesmerizing, powerful, speed, precision, amazing playing, the finger tapping, Eddie Van Halen type style. Just such a great player. Lost too soon, of course. Looking at the track listing, though, so many great songs on here. Specifically, 24 Hours Ago, Beyond the Doors of the Dark, Legions, and the title track, my favorites on the album, but top to bottom. Strange Wings is awesome. White Witch is great as well. The Price You Pay. Really nothing bad on here. Devastation, the final track. Just overall, one of the absolute best metal albums of all time. I did have this one in my top 25 favorite metal albums of all time a while back, so you might have seen this one coming if you saw that video. But for sure, my number one of 1987, Hall of the Mountain King, Savatage, and that does wrap up the list. So, as usual, let me know what you guys thought. Give me your ranking in the comments. I want to know your top 10. And until next time, thank you for watching.